We've decided to slow down and finally park our big van Yeti on our own land.
We've been traveling for over 3.5 years around South Africa, and this is one of our favorite places, so we're going to be building a small little base camp.
Yeah, so this is the start. We finally got our van here after 2 or 3 days of trying to get into the spot. So let's take you back to the beginning.
We had contacted a local family farm in the Cederberg Mountains, which meant it was time to go look at our first piece of land, which by some miracle we fell in love with straight away. There are two sections of the farmland that we could park our vans on, either in the grassy open field among the fruit trees, or alongside the already built up structure which provided shade and an upstairs deck area. We looked around for some time and then took a walk down to the river that flows through the bottom of the property. We weren't expecting to find a place that ticked all of our boxes so quickly, with a flowing river, vast open mountain views, and in a safe remote area. But before deciding, we needed to make sure our vans could access the land, so we took a walk up what would be our road. Although the grass was very long, it seemed like a great option to drive the vans in. We were already staying in a nearby campsite at the time, as we anticipated looking for land quite a bit longer. But this also gave us a chance to get some things done on the land before moving there with both of our vans.
Good morning everyone. As you can see, we've woken up to a chilly morning at camp. We've got all the layers on, we've packed up and we got ready to head to the land for the day.
Yeah, super exciting day for us. It's our first day on the land, doing the actual work. Today we are going to be doing the bathroom. So first of all, we need to stop at the hardware store to buy some concrete.
We're going to take you along.
Here you will see us starting work on the bathroom, with the help of Ruan, who had been living here previously. On the bottom left, you'll see the zinc roof and bamboo that would soon be attached to the poles and become our bathroom. First, we started by digging holes to cement poles into the ground. We collected sand from the riverbed that would be used to mix even more concrete to lay the floor. Sand. We helped with a few more tasks before heading back to camp. What do you think, boy? Watch this plank here. Yeah, go? Yeah.
I hope that it rained last night, eh?
This was the first time driving a vehicle onto our land, and as you saw, we got stuck in the mud temporarily before setting up camp surrounded by the Cederberg Mountains.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel, Wanderers and Whiskers. I'm Acacia.
And I'm Michael, and behind us is Missy. We've got some super exciting news to share with you guys today.
We've actually found a piece of land in one of our favorite places in South Africa. We're going to be renting a small piece of farmland, and today is our first night here.
Yeah, so we parked our little van here, set up our tent. Over here is where we're going to be parking our big van, and this is going to be our section of the property. As you can see, the views are absolutely crazy. So today's job is we're going to be removing this fence over here and making the ground level.
We're super excited to take you guys along the whole process.
In our previous video, we came to view this property and had two options of where to park our vans. Since we wanted to create our own space, we opted for the open grassy field among the fruit trees, which meant it was time to start neatening up our area. This property is completely off the grid, which means we have to be self-sufficient in every way. We are using our portable solar power supply to get electricity from the sun's energy, and will upgrade to a fully off-grid system in the future. A very important task was installing our own septic tank that connects to a flushing toilet.
Mosquito.
Good morning everyone. Today's our first day on our new property. Just going to start off by making some coffee. It was extra cold last night, woke up to some frost. But yeah, it's really pretty. Hopefully the mist rises so you can see the view. Coffee's on the go. Yeah. Sun is out, coffee and breakfast is done. Today we are collecting rocks from the nearby river and bringing them to the camp here, and we're going to be finishing off the bathroom area with the rock wall and the bath.
Before we get started today, we quickly wanted to share what we are doing here. So this is just set off of our land. Our vans are going to be at the back there.
Last week we were here, we were busy laying the concrete for the poles, and then we had to go on a work trip. So the owner carried on with the project without us. This is what it's looking like at the moment. We'll give you a tour just now. So this will be the communal bathroom and all that for the piece of land. There will be like a smaller campsite eventually. But as Acacia said, we are camping not camping, we'll be putting our vans just over there, and that's where we'll be building and putting a whole structure.
So today we're going to be collecting some stones to build up the wall. There'll be a doorway here into the bathroom. We've got a beautiful bath with some natural rocks, a sink over here, and then the toilet.
Yeah,
all the basic needs.
We put in the toilet yesterday, and today we're going to be collecting the rocks for this finishing wall, and that. Did the first load already. Here's the toilet. Let me walk this way. Here's Rusks. Come this way.
We're going to be creating a pathway through here to get to our setup. This will eventually be a deck area with our big van Yeti in the back.
Yesterday we spent the day leveling this piece out, so the big van will be there. Start of our path to the bathroom.
We spent some time cutting away at the overgrown grass, opening up our space before the big move of both of our vans onto the land. Join us next week to see how that goes.
So this is the start. We finally got our van here after 2 or 3 days of trying to get into the spot. So let's take you back to the beginning, where we started driving this van in as to what we thought was going to be an easy drive into our level spot that we made.
After traveling South Africa for over 3 years in our tiny home on wheels, we found a piece of remote farmland in the Cederberg Mountains to park our vans, and this week we attempt accessing our land, but the road has some other plans in store. Before we can bring the vans in, we need to work on our road, so we've got some sand and we're going to lay that down. Arriving during the rainy season meant our road was very wet in certain sections, and it wasn't long before our heavy van sunk into the mud.
This gotta go, Michael. Do you want this one? Yeah.
Where's the other one?
Must I help push?
Which meant it was time to get our hands dirty and dig out the front wheels and remove some rocks that we had breached on top.
Yeti is stuck in the mud. Michael's trying to dig it out right now. Rusks is trying to climb out the window, and we have a car coming to tow us out. We'll have to try another day. Trying to get down there. You want this? Nothing's happening. No, stop. Must we stop? Michael, go. No. Car didn't work. We've got a tractor coming to the rescue now. Oh my word. The place is chaos. And we have a tractor to rescue. You're on this side. You're on this side. Nice.
Alright, climber. Michael slow. Okay, go. Michael, turn this way. Turn that way.
This is where we ended up last night after being stuck in the mud and being pulled out by a tractor.
Yeah, so after being stuck, we had to find a level spot. We found this little spot in the driveway. Over there is where we got stuck. We were trying to get to the level spot that we made the other day on our land. So yeah, we got properly stuck. We were there for about 2 hours trying to get out, and like 2 hours before that we were building the actual road that we were trying to get in, because we got stuck the other day in our little van. So
Yeah, so let's go show you guys the aftermath and what it looks like now.
there's all the mud prints from yesterday.
As you can see, it's pretty deep and quite bad for a not four-wheel drive van. Our max drags. This is where our front wheels dug. Look how deep that is. Oh wow. Oh, it's super soft at the bottom as well. Thank goodness we made it out last night, otherwise it would have been a lot worse this morning. Super sloshy. My feet might get stuck.
And there's all the rocks we spent bringing in.
Yo, this side is bad. Hey. Oh, my word.
We're not too sure what the plan is. Today is Sunday, so we're just taking it easy. We're either going to get this somehow drivable, or I was thinking there's a little farm next door, try get there, and the road's quite level.
Hey, look at that. Time to watch these guys. My word. Oh, it's sloshy.
So there we are parked there, we got stuck there, and I think we should come around through there. And just next to the trailer is where we're going to park. Oh man, I'm getting dirty.
Are you?
You reverse up the hill. You're so dirty in here. Stay left. Yeah, that's right. Shut. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, you're fine.
Pulling properly. There we go. Yeah, he's moving. He's out. He's driving. Oh, stop, Michael. He's spanning. Looks good. Yeah, I can stop.
The world's toughest knot.
Good morning everyone. Just for a bit of context in the situation, we are trying to move our big van Yeti to our flat piece of land. We already got stuck in the mud 2 times this morning. First we got out with the Max Tracks and then the Bucky had to pull us out. You might see them driving in the back still. We've chatted to the farm owner and we're going to drive on that side of the fence. It looks a bit drier, so hopefully we'll make it.
Good, right, stop.
Our new neighbors were kind enough to let us drive over their field and even remove a fence in order to get our van into our new spot.
Back. Keep going straight, straight, straight. Out there, straight up. Come on. That's it, out there.
This wasn't how we expected our first few days to go, as we have never been so stuck in our vans in over 3 years of traveling. But this destination is so worth it. And now that we are here, we don't plan to move Yeti for a good few months, so we'll have time to work on our road and let it dry out. We made
New land. Welcome to our new home.
This piece of land is completely off the grid, and we can't wait to start transforming it into a self-sufficient tiny homestead to return to. We hope you subscribe to join along for the progression of our journey on the land.
After an extremely eventful few days of trying to get our van in, we have made it. We're going to make up some lunch before moving on. And our neighbors have brought us some oranges.
Wow.
Just about to eat our first lunch on our new land. What a view. Yeah, some yummy burgers.
After 3 years of full-time travel across South Africa in our van, we found a piece of land in our favorite part of the country, known as the Cederberg Mountains. We are still living out of our van and plan to build a comfortable outdoor space to enjoy around the vans. We hope you enjoy this recap of our first 30 days.
We're going to quickly show you around before we get working on the land properly. So we're hoping to build a deck area in the front of our van, which is park level, and our minivan will be just over there when the road gets a bit better. Let's take you down the path towards the bathrooms.
There's our solar. Rask's checking it out. How's the view, guys?
One important thing we forgot to mention was that we plan to build a roof over the van for shade.
Okay,
boy.
and there's the path there. This is what we did the other day.
Let's go. We've got our Wi-Fi running, and all of these are fruit trees.
Come, Rasks.
Over here we've got our septic tank connected to a flushing toilet, which still needs to be covered up.
This is still looking like a building site.
Yeah, the guys are still busy with the finishing touches, but over here we've got a bathroom with a toilet and a bath. These are all natural stones from the river. Got some running water. And plants growing around the basin, and a bathtub with a window looking at the view.
2 videos ago, or when we came here for the first time, this was all empty, so we were part of this. We didn't do all of it, but we'll explain more just now.
Just over here we've got 2 showers.
With hot water already.
Yeah. Should we go up?
Yeah, you can go up.
So pretty. And all of this is here because the previous owner, the farm owner, and his wife were actually living here. So they built all of this, but they are busy renovating the farmhouse, which is 300 years old. So they've moved off the space and offered it up to us.
We couldn't say no. Here's Rusk's checking everything out. Here's our van.
And let's go show you what's underneath here. Also a hot tub. Down in the bottom in the shade we've got a braai area on this side and a kitchen on the other. And a hangboard.
So this area behind us, this is going to be mostly ours for the time being until we get more things going on here. So we're going to be using this most of the time.
I'm going to be sharing the whole process with you, so definitely subscribe to see how it goes.
We're currently off-grid completely. We're running on just this solar panel and we have no signal at all, no cell reception, no Wi-Fi. There's a communal area here where they had Wi-Fi installed. We just need to see how far the cable can get to us and if it will reach.
Hopefully.
We need to try and make it as short as possible to get there. Oh, we're gonna make it. I think it's just gonna stop just before. You're joking. So close. Okay. It's not long enough, but we'll just have to use this for now. Let's go get the modem. I'm going to use this battery bank to power the Wi-Fi outside since it doesn't reach. Will it work? We have power. Now we plug this cable into the correct port and then we should technically have Wi-Fi. We shall see.
Is it gonna work?
Okay, it seems like we've connected. Let's run a speed test. See what is happening. 4 megs a second, which is pretty good for us out here in the middle of nowhere, from having no signal to something now. We have Wi-Fi. Let's see if Instagram works. Sure, and it's fast. Super fast Wi-Fi.
We're just going to have a chilled evening and watch the sun go down.
We have visited over 100 campsites all across South Africa, which made this a special evening for us as it was our first night on our own land in our van, which was very exciting as we thought about all the plans and watched the sunset and the full moon rise over the mountains.
Good morning everyone, and welcome to our first morning living out of Yeti on our new land. Let's make some coffee.
We enjoyed taking the mornings slow, soaking in the sunshine with a hot cup of coffee before getting the day started. The first thing we did was build a temporary deck using old pallets as the ground is very uneven. There are loads of old pallets on the property, so we repurposed 4. Here you will see us taking them apart before rebuilding them into raised garden beds. We had no plan behind these, but love how they turned out.
shopping.
First wheelbarrow in our life.
So cool.
pretty cool moment here on the farm right now.
We've purchased some building equipment and we went past the nursery, so we bought some plants and we're going to be planting our first tree.
Behind us is the hole. Let's do this. This trellis here is what we're planting. Break it up so it fits perfectly. It's straight. Which way do you want to face it? Make it. You got it wrong. Planting off this tree. Make the shade. Get some topsoil. Way more. Just like that, we got our first tree.
We also planted an avocado and then got to work on a second garden bed using more old pallets.
guys, we built a temporary fire pit today and we're going to be lighting our first fire on our land. Let's do this.
There was a large patch of overgrown grass along our path between the fruit trees, so we cleared the space for a better use. After removing all the grass, we dug up the ground and loosened the soil to create garden beds along the ground. We had some help from Ruan, our farm neighbor, who showed us around the irrigation system on the farm and how to install a tap, so we could have the confidence to work on this in future as we plan to irrigate the entire garden.
So we just installed our water and now we have a tap right outside our van. Let's switch it on for the first time. Whoa! It's violent. Gotta be careful. Good morning all. Since we installed our tap yesterday at our van, we're going to be using our hose pipe to water the garden today for the first time. Let's do this. Now that we've planted our guava behind us, we've installed this pipe that's running along from the water up there. It's watering all these trees via a dripper, which is one of these little dudes. We've put one here at our avo that we planted the other day, and now we're going to extend the pipe from there to our guava and then put a dripper on. And this is just going to water the plant constantly with little drips. First things first is I need to measure out the pipe and cut it. Let's attach this guy to this, and then I need to remove this, and I've clamped that side so when I connect here the water keeps going but the water's still on, so hopefully I don't get too wet. Yeah, I got soaked there. Just a bit wet. Oh, more up the pants. And now it's time to install one of these up there. As you can see, it's just dripping constantly. There we go. And now it's on. And we have constant water supply right here. These are the poles for our roof.
A lovely upgrade for our space was installing vintage solar string lights from Stellar Lighting. We hung these around our braai area and along the pathway through the garden. Since we are off-grid completely, these lights are perfect since they charge during the day from the sunshine and provide a golden glow in the evenings. We found a better option for our pathway, so we removed the wood chip that we had laid previously and replaced it with small stones.
definitely didn't get enough stones, but we're still wanting to put bigger stones along the outside. So now I guess we're going to go to the river and try to find our own.
Unfortunately, the tree that was here was dead, so we bought a new one. We're going to be putting a peach in the ground.
This is the start of a big project that will have a full YouTube video coming soon. We put 4 poles in the ground and let them set for the start of our roofing project.
Another game changer for us today, and something we weren't expecting. As you can see here, we've got our inverter, 2 batteries down there, each at 200 amp hour each. And in the front of the van, which was a temporary base at the moment, we've got 2 455 watt solar panels. This is going to be our solar setup for the van, and we have been living in this van for over 3 years without an off-grid setup. We've been using a portable power bank, so this is a huge game changer for us. We're going to have power every day, most days, and lots of solar. So let's get it installed. Over here at the moment is our 100 watt foldable panel. This is what we've been using at the moment. And now at the back we've got 2 455 watts. So that's 900 watts of solar panel that we're going to be putting. And this is just the temporary base for them now on the ground. As you can see over here, come around this way, we have installed the poles and we're going to be putting up a roof, and then the solar panels will go on top of the roof.
We haven't had proper electricity running through our van, so that means our plugs and our lights haven't been working for the last few months. But after installing all the solar today, we're going to test it. Let's start with the lights. That's awesome. And let's see if the plugs work. Yay! That's amazing. We haven't had rain for about 2 weeks, which means that our road has dried up, so we're going to be driving Missy in. Perfectos!
That was a lot more difficult than it looked, but these panels are not going to be here the whole time. They're just here temporarily. Then we'll have a better space to turn around. But this is the first time we've had both vans on our land. Stoked, and the road's dry.
The ground around our bra area was still very uneven, so we grabbed the spades and got to work making the ground level. The land is on a slight slope, so we dug out a wall to create a terrace, which we plan to build a small stone wall in future around our bra area.
Hey boy. You like it, babe? Back from town and visiting the nursery. As you can see, we got quite a few more plants for our bathroom and our bra area, and I thought it was time to give you an update on our garden. Over here, our pear trees are blossoming beautifully at the moment. They've got white flowers coming out everywhere. At our first garden bed, we have quite a few shoots coming through the ground. We've got lettuce growing, tiny shoots of rocket. The tomatoes in the back are still in the ground. These garden beds we planted quite a while later, so they still need time to grow. But I'll show you the strawberries. There are a few popping through. Over here. Little strawberries. And behind me over here, we've got the peach tree that we planted recently. Coming to our first garden bed. These are doing quite well. We've got quite a bit of broccoli coming through the ground, some coriander, and then the carrots under the grass.
We planted 2 lavender bushes alongside a protea to grow and hide the septic tank. We added more irrigation through another line of fruit trees as the rainy season has passed and we want to give them the best chance to provide fruit.
Where are you going, Russ?
The other day we laid piping to extend our irrigation into the orange and nachi plants here. We're going to be extending from this pipe into our veggie garden by adding a tap and some sprinklers.
Yeah, let's do that now, and let's quickly show you our strawberries because they are nearly ready. Got 2 on the bush. The sprinklers into the garden beds. Now it's time to turn it on and see if it works. We've got our first ripe strawberries on the bush, and it seems like there's 2, so we're each going to eat one. Looks pretty good to pick, eh? Ooh, so cute. It's so yummy! Oh, that's so yummy. It's soft, eh?
Back in our newly leveled brae area, we planted grass from seed, which required wetting the ground before roughing it up and planting the seeds. Thanks for joining us this week. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss on the next one.